We'll let her make an opening statement, and then we'll start taking questions from the media. Coach?
Well, I was reminded numerous times that it's been a few years since Tennessee won at LSU. Obviously, I was part of that loss last year that stung. But you also come down here and know this is a really good basketball team that we're playing against. They're hard. It's a hard game to play. Their style is unique, and it can be a grind for the opposing teams. So, before the game, our staff talked, if we could come out here with a 1-point win, we will walk away happy. It's just that tough in the SEC to get these wins. So, didn't really mean it to be exactly like that. Obviously down the stretch, I felt like we could have maybe finished a few more plays, free throws, and maybe not have had to worry about that last possession defensively. But, let's credit LSU. I'll tell you what, Pointer does an unbelievable job handling the ball and creating opportunities for herself and for her teammates.
All right, we'll start out our questions with Maria.
Coach, that first half was the first time I think I've watched Tennessee LSU shoot 50% or better. That just doesn't it's usually like 25 or 30. The second half turned into a typical Tennessee LSU brawl. I want to ask you about your post players, Cassie and Tamari. Tamari stayed out of foul trouble. That's a win for her. But how key were both Cassie and Tamari down the stretch in that second half?
Well, I'll tell you, you look at our plus minus, and they were the two highest. It wasn't going to be high this game because there wasn't a big disparity. Weren't a lot of runs made. Every time we'd make a run and you feel like, okay, maybe we can go up, maybe 7, we'd make a turnover or miss a bucket and they go down and score. They're +4 and +5 apiece, and that was the best on the team. I think they did a good job scoring, looking for their opportunities. I think people had to worry about them even when they weren't scoring. When they, you had to account for them. I thought they did a nice job on the boards, some offensive boards and putbacks.
And a very quick follow-up. When Tamari snared, I think it was an air ball or a deflected ball, and grabbed that ball to get you those late points, how key was that towards the end of the game?
I thought that bucket for her was good. I don't know when we had scored prior to that, but I felt like that was kind of you could breathe again. That was a big basket by her, and I thought she was pretty active down on the block. And again, that's her size. That's the advantage that we have. It wasn't a play going to her. She was able to then obviously clean up something and stick it in.
Jordan?
Hey, Kelly, both Cassie and Tamari kind of talked about this, about how really down the stretch in this game, they were able to stay together as a team. And I got to say, kind of watching this in the last few years, that was something that seems to lack. What has allowed this group to do that when things get tough, that they're still as together as whenever they're kind of easing their way to a victory?
Well, I think this team enjoys being around each other, and I think they have a common goal right now, and they're pulling together. They're working hard, to play and get games and to win. So I think they just understand pulling together. Now, we had to encourage them today to, stay with it, slap hands, give high fives, pick each other up, because I knew some players out there were struggling. I think it was tough on some of them, and we just kept talking about this is the time that you got to pick each other up. And I really do believe this win is going to be good for us going down the stretch. We get in this position again. I think they understand what it takes to get out of it.
Quick follow-up. I saw after the game, Jordan Horston kind of ran over to you immediately. You put your arm around her. I just was curious what was kind of exchanged in that moment.
Well, I told her, I said, she played so good, it'd be nice to play her more than 2.5 minutes due to fouls. She couldn't keep her out there long enough. I thought she played a really good basketball game. Some of those games, sometimes it's going to happen. The whistle found her today.
Gustavo?
Coach, you said that this victory was important, and going back to Thursday, you guys win at Arkansas ranked team, and now winning on the road after have so much uncertainty with COVID. How important is this sequence, back-to-back wins? Starting the SEC 2-0.
Well, I think it's great confidence for our team. I think it's a motivator. I really do. I think they feel good. I think they understand what we need to do to be a good basketball team. And I think right now what's been fun to see for this basketball team is that belief and that faith and that trust in our system. It's paid off with wins, and that's what I'm excited about.
Lewis?
Kelly, you mentioned that, playing LSU is always difficult because they have such a unique style of play. So what can you guys take away from this game that will, extrapolate over to teams that play a more conventional or play a different style?
Well, I think I think the first thing that comes to my mind, to me, we didn't play great. We didn't play a great basketball game. I thought we had some people that were a little, maybe a step slow for whatever reason. And we'll get all those stuff corrected. But I didn't think we played great. So that's going to happen sometimes. And it's going to happen again where you don't shoot the ball well or you're struggling to make plays. So when that happens again, if it does, then we have something to fall back on. Oh yeah, we can still do this. We can still find a way to get a win in a game like that. To me, that's going to be one of the biggest takeaways for this game.
Ben?
Coach, what was your take on the free throw issues? And then after you kind of missed those 4 towards the end, what was the message in the huddle and what you wanted to accomplish on that last possession?
Well, we've had, I think we have kids that can make some that missed a few down the stretch. You got to step up there with confidence and knock them down. We didn't get a shoot around in here this morning. When we missed some free throws in the first half, that was my immediate first thought. But then you don't dwell on that in the middle of the game. You just, hey, we're on to the next play. We can't be discussing those missed free throws right now. We got to be on to the next play. So the last play, we talked about our scheme, how we wanted to try to defend, and where we wanted to go with our individuals, and just had to be tough.
Will?
Hey, Gil. Yeah, last night Gino Auriemma tied Pat Summitt's win record, and he'll have a chance to break that this week just ahead of y'all's game. I was wondering, what thoughts you had on that, especially with UConn just down the road.
Well, to be honest with you, I'd forgotten about that. I knew he was coming close to it. To me, Pat set the bar so high, and really put something out there, really grew our game, and elevated a lot of other programs in the country. But it's an elite group. It is an elite group, and just congratulations to him.
And as a quick follow, I'm not sure we'll be able to talk to you between now and then, but what are you guys going to have to do against Georgia to kind of keep the momentum that you've built rolling?
Well, tonight we had too many turnovers tonight. It's the largest largest turnover amount we've had since our West Virginia game. So, we've got to get back to taking care of the basketball. That will be really important against Georgia. I think they push it pretty quick in transition. They guard. Now they will guard you. So we've got to be a little bit sharper offensively to get good looks and, get back in transition and focus in on the details.
I'll take 2 final questions here from Jordan and then Lewis, if you have those.
Sorry, I meant to put my hand down.
Yeah, Lewis?
I meant to put my hand out as well. That's my bad.
All right. Maria with the final question.
Coach, I believe the last time you flew home from Baton Rouge, I think I said the steam coming off your head could have powered that airplane back to Knoxville. You were so angry. How much better is the flight going to be home this evening?
Maria, this is my first flight home after a win here. So I played here as a player twice. We did not win. And I haven't won down here as a coach. So I am thrilled that we are coming out of here with a win. I don't care, good, bad, ugly, does not matter. You get a win in the SEC, it's a win, you take it and you move on. So my happiness will power that engine home tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach, and thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you.